General Bakshi and Seshadri Chari from the Indian side, Air Vice Marshal Abid Rao from Karachi and Admiral Javed Iqbal from Lahore. Air Vice Marshal Abid Rao, you know, this is what is a big mystery in India today. Is that, you know, embarrassment after embarrassment. Let's look at what happens every time you get embarrassed, and, you know, it intrigues us why you want to get yourself embarrassed once again. I mean, in the UK recently, what was supposed to be a moment of glory when British parliamentarians, a group of them, agreed in a backbench business committee, in a committee room in the House of Commons, agreed to discuss Kashmir, and you were celebrating. Pro-India speakers overwhelmed the Pakistan supporters by 3:1. Huge embarrassment. I mean, how much more are you willing to get embarrassed by going on relentlessly with this campaign? All your attempts to raise Kashmir at various fora have been a complete disaster, and this campaign also will fail. You know that, Air Vice Marshal. Why are you doing it?
Arnab, I am amazed at the conflict or the contrast you have in your speech and your thought process. You want to keep it bilateral, but you don't want to talk to Pakistan on this issue. I just heard one of your retired generals talking about it, that they want to discuss everything with Pakistan, including Kashmir issue. But when will that time come, or when has it come in recent past? Mr. Modi made a very good gesture by inviting Nawaz Sharif Saab to... but after that, tell me one good gesture made by him.
No, why?
No, this will help, because ultimately,
how will it help?
Look, you are pushing Pakistan or Pakistan government. You should hear what Imran Khan has said today, that this was a golden opportunity for Mr. Modi, who has come with such a big majority, and he can take decision because he's not from Congress when it comes to Pakistan. But he is wasting that time. He's playing to the gallery in cheap popularity, cheap slogans. He wants to teach Pakistan a lesson. Can India teach Pakistan a lesson?
Nobody.
If the answer is no, then let's talk like gentlemen, let's talk like good neighbors, let's talk like mature people. We have spent 67 years
we will talk
in this kind of attitude.
We will talk, you see.
What has it brought us to? That today Pakistan is trying to tell you that we can even go nuclear.
You see,
and you want to tell that you want to teach Pakistan a lesson. If bilateral talks is the answer, why are you quoting the rest of the world? You forget about what America thinks about it, what China or UK thinks about it. You talk to Pakistan, and if Kashmir is an issue, in your opinion, in our opinion, let's settle it.
I have a few questions. You should launch a campaign to highlight you've been the aggressor while violating the ceasefire. You should launch a campaign into how you beheaded an Indian Jawan in January 2013 and shot down 5 Indian soldiers
for God's sake, you don't change the goalpost. Let's talk about that issue.
You should also launch
that can also be resolved by...
Sir, you should also launch
allegations or counter-allegations will not help.
No, sir, I think you should also launch a campaign against severe human rights violations in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir and Baluchistan. Then you'll be, then you'll be actually fair. But if you don't do all of the above, you should have a...
Where will these allegations and counter-allegations take us to?
No, maybe Admiral Javed Iqbal will agree that
a more hostile environment.
You should launch a campaign into how the ISI helped mastermind and execute the 26/11 attacks. You should launch a campaign on how you have been a terrorist state. You should launch a campaign, Admiral Javed Iqbal, on how you protected Osama bin Laden and continue to protect Dawood Ibrahim and Hafiz Saeed. Why don't you launch a campaign on these issues? And we are intrigued that you don't launch a campaign on any of these issues and get hassled because we are not talking to you, simply because you continue to support terror and you continue to fire across the border. In fact, 1 hour and 40 minutes back, you started firing once again. I can tell you the exact sector, Admiral. The sector was the Panjani Nala in the Balakot sector in Mendhar of the Poonch district. Started 8:45 p.m. India time. It is still going on. You can't do this, Admiral.
Well, yes, sir, we shouldn't do it. We cannot do it. And look, you see, the thing is, you are talking like a class monitor. You are trying to tell Pakistan that you should be subservient to us. Whatever we do, we are always right, you are wrong. The basic
thing, what I'm saying is that Air Marshal has said at the end of the day.
No, will you allow me to talk? If you want to talk yourself, then you can tell me to, just keep quiet.
No, you please speak, sir.
I am saying
all I'm saying is that you are shaming yourself with what you're doing. I mean, eventually you're going to get embarrassed. You agree with me, sir, on that? Admiral, you agree with me.
I don't agree with you because you are getting embarrassed. You see, the thing is, you have tried for 67 years to put away Kashmir and say it is a two-tongue. Haven't you learnt a lesson this?
So say something new.
I mean, you know, look, you see, no, you say something new. Look, I am saying something new. You are too big for us to be eaten. And you are so coward, you don't want to eat us because it will cause you stomach ache. You don't have the courage. Either if you want to make us subservient.
We don't want to do that.
No, you can laugh. You can laugh like that. I can tell you that you want us to behave like Bhutan, skim, like Bangladesh. We will never do that. You know that. And believe you me, you do not want to take Pakistan. And even if you just for a moment consider that we are part of India, will you sit in peace?
So
I believe that you don't even can think of that.
So this insecurity must go away from your mind that you're going to be eaten up by India. Nobody wants
No, we are secure. It is in you are a bigger country. Why are you feeling so insecure? These border violations are not new.
Let's get some Indian participants on this. You see, please get my point here. You see, you have yourself, I mean, let's get Seshadri Chari in and let's get General BGD Bakshi in. In February 2012, just a factual point, in February 2012, when Air Marshal Abid Rao is the reasonable man, and so is, I hope, Admiral Javed Iqbal, they will realize that, you know...
Thank you very much.
There was... No, I said I hope. You see, Prime Minister, your Prime Minister...
Well, I have also a very serious doubt.
I hope. You see, there was a resolution introduced in the American Congress. It sought self-determination for the Baloch people. Right? And there is so much suffering among the people of Balochistan. And there is so much repression among the people of Balochistan. There is so much extrajudicial killings and abductions and God knows what all which happens in the Balochistan, especially so many members of the Shia population there. At that point of time, your Prime Minister and your government called it a dirty conspiracy. Right? So it was a violation of international laws to get a resolution in the American Congress, co-sponsored by 2 congressmen, highlighting Balochistan's troubled relations with the federal government of Pakistan, saying that revolts in 1958, 1973 and 2005 against the popular discontent of Islamabad rules continue against the plunder of the people of Balochistan and the plunder of its natural wealth, while Balochistan remains one of the poorest provinces in Pakistan. And it said that the people of Balochistan have a right to self-determination and to their own sovereign country. At that point of time, Seshadri Chari, at that point of time, Yusuf Raza Gilani reacted. Hina Rabbani Khar was the foreign minister, she reacted.
Arnav, you have very rightly pointed out 2 things. Number 1, you have very rightly said that there is nothing new in this resolution.
Yes.
You are very correct. You know, this resolution is not born out of great wisdom. Basically, this resolution has been sponsored by His Excellency Sartaj Aziz,
yes,
advisor to the Prime Minister on Foreign Affairs.
Yes.
You know what he said? Sometime back he criticized the Pakistani government, saying that they should not have gone ahead and held talks with Hurriyat before talking to the Indian government. He is on record having said this.
You're right.
Now there is a tremendous pressure on Sartaj Aziz that he should do and say something by which he will retrieve his position. Number 1. Number 2, you very rightly said that there is nothing new in this resolution. If you carefully go through the resolution passed by the Pakistan Parliament on 13th August 2013. 13th August 2013. Just take out that resolution, it is verbatim the same. The only thing that the Pakistani Parliament did not say, which they said in 2013 is, it deplores the unjustified public vilification of Pakistan in the Indian media. Probably Times Now was not being watched in Pakistan that much at that time. Nowadays, if they watch it now, it's a direct indictment of what you are doing and what they are saying on your own channel.
They ought to, and people in Pakistan, if they watch, will see.
And one more thing,
for themselves, whether the Pakistani experts can
and one more thing, Arnav,
facts with Indian experts on these subjects.
More thing, Arnav.
Yes, go ahead.
This resolution this resolution gives away something else also. If you carefully see this resolution, it says that it mentions death of 14 innocent civilians.
Yeah.
I can understand this. Injuries to 65 others and heavy material losses. What kind of material would you store at the LoC, please? What kind of material losses are you talking about?
Answer that.
Is it the
Abid
terrorist
Rao?
training camp?
Answer that.
And what about those 65 others? And those 65 others, either they can be army jawans or
these are the
non-state actors.
People, these are the
where the infiltrators you are talking about.
Mechanical machinery that has been destroyed at the border areas. That is the
Why would you have tractors on LoC? Why would you have tractors in LoC, please?
Answer that.
Why would you have tractors in LoC?
Can the Admiral, can the Vice Marshal answer that?
Please specify what are those material.
What are the material losses?
Look, you see,
there are
what
farmers,
else is
there?
there?
Tractors,
the
there
people
other
are
machines and other equipment. For a farmer to lose a house is a big material loss. We are not talking about aircraft or runways over there.
Question?
The question is fairly straight.
No, you are asking what other material. Don't you have that other material on your side?
We don't have terror camps on our side. We don't have terror camps on our side.
No, you see, you are actually,
sir, if your
these
problem
border
is,
violations, you want that the focus should be on minor points,
sir,
and the major issue, which is Kashmir,
sir,
it has become a very stale argument on your side.
Are you naive? Have you gone to see
the terrorists and all that?
What is there?
I mean,
the real issue is Kashmir. Talk on that.
The real issue is, and GD Bakshi is coming into the debate, the real issue, and I didn't want to say it, but let me say it directly, a Pakistani guest may like it or not. The real issue is that I think you got very nervous when Narendra Modi decided to spend Diwali in Kashmir, which is why you timed this resolution to his visit to his state, where he pledged another relief package for all the people affected by the Kashmir floods. I can debate the resolution.
I mean,
I can debate the resolution.
He can spend his
Narendra Modi distributed this money because
it doesn't make
now, secondly,
Narendra Modi forgot that this incident of flooding took place 2 months back.
Secondly,
and Narendra Modi is coming now.
Secondly, Admiral, Sartaj Aziz made a reference to the BJP's election manifesto. Something he accuses of a tough stand against Pakistan and somehow reflective of the alleged human rights violations in Kashmir. Please tell me.
What else are you doing?
Well, the BJP manifesto.
This is the reality.
The BJP manifesto pledges to deal with cross-border terrorism with a firm hand. It is the responsibility of any state that has been a victim of terrorism, as India has. You have a problem with that?
The hypocrisy. The hypocrisy
of
is that you are talking of peace and you are talking that, we want to be peace.
So, why do you have a
Pakistan has always told.
So why do you have waited since I am quoting what Sartaj Aziz has said.
You are not talking.
And I am asking you, tell me which part of the BJP manifesto do you have a problem with?
Forget about Sartaj
Tell me which part of the BJP manifesto do you have a problem with?
Sartaj Aziz. You forget about that, Sartaj Aziz.
Sir, tell me
here
which
every
part.
Pakistani is Sartaj Aziz.
Pakistan has no problem with BJP manifesto. This is not the first BJP government. We have had good relations with Mr. Vajpayee despite Kargil.
Right.
We have had good relations with Mr. Morarji Desai, a non-Congress party.
Right.
There is no problem with Pakistan.
Yes.
But just tell me one thing, where will this hate campaign take Indo-Pak relationship?
Sir, I am asking
Can
you that question.
Can you survive with this attitude
I am asking you that
with
question.
Pakistan?
GD
Or you have to
Bakshi.
talk like
GD Bakshi now.
Good neighbor.
Sir, I am asking you this question. I am asking you.
I am amazed. Narendra Modi had both the initiatives at his hand. The good one and the present one.
I want to.
If he chooses this,
I am telling you, sir. You have a. By the way, GD Bakshi can respond to you. But let me tell you.
Since 87, when you have deployed your forces 4 times on Pakistani border and have gone back without firing a bullet.
Now what happens is,
because you knew the cost of that war. So don't try to play a bluff on Pakistan. You will come to terms and you will come to the table. Let me predict
I think you are. I think you are. What has happened?
We talk peace and you take the other direction.
No, sir, it is.
I don't know what meanings do you draw out of our National Assembly resolutions about our ministers'
I have asked. What have I said?
Everybody wants peace.
Sir, your resolution deliberately. I said today I will only argue on fact. I will argue on fact. Your resolution makes no mention of the fact that 8 civilians.
I mean, what are you people trying to achieve?
8 civilians, including children and women, have lost their lives in India. 30,000 people lost, moved away from their homes because you targeted civilian areas. Have you made a reference to that?
Because so have you. No, we are making reference to the Indian shelling.
So
we are making reference to
700,000 Indian army which has
left their homes.
You should.
We are
this is a good enough proof that
you are shelling on Eid day. On
it doesn't prove that Kashmiris are with you. Whether they want to join India or Pakistan is a secondary issue. Human rights violation. The whole world is going for referendums and electoral choices. See what has happened in Crimea earlier this year.
I am saying this. I am saying this in your interest. Sir, I am saying this in your interest and because after all,
it's matter of time.
Marshal Abhidrao, after all, every government
on the choice of the people who live there.
And I'm saying this, let the people of Pakistan hope they hear this.
Arnab, I think
GD Bakshi coming to you, but I think every government is responsible for maintaining a basic level of self-respect of the people of their own country. Britain has snubbed you, America has snubbed you, France has snubbed you, Russia has snubbed you, the Arab League has snubbed you. I mean, even your so-called friends, the Chinese, have snubbed you. The UN has snubbed
you. Forget about those countries.
And where will you go? You want to get the support of Seychelles or Nicaragua?
And you are quoting USA, UK in your support? I mean,
they may be God for you, but they are not for us.
Well, sure, I'm sure the Taliban is.
Washington may be God for you, but not for us.
No, you live on American money, so they must be your God, sir. General Bakshi.
American, we don't live in.
You live off their money.
Kashmir issue ourselves.
Admiral, kindly, let's have a civil debate.
GD Bakshi.
We have had a very civil debate so far. May I? Arnab, I would like to state that when our Prime Minister made the very, very bold move to make that gesture for peace in South Asia, he prefaced it with a very simple request. He said, kindly create the conditions for a dialogue. You cannot have a dialogue when shells are going off, when bullets are being fired, when people are being killed. For God's sake, all that he had asked for was a conducive conditions for a dialogue. Is that too much to ask? And I ask you, Admiral, after he made that very magnanimous gesture. Marshal Rao, kindly, let's have a civil debate. Let's have a civil debate. We've had a very civil discussion so far. May I just request you to just give me a hearing. I'm just saying that when our Prime Minister took that very, very remarkable step of calling out to all the South Asian heads of state and especially to Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, one conditionality, the only conditionality that he put forth was that can we have an atmosphere conducive to dialogue? You cannot talk when guns, bombs and shells are bursting and people are dying. What did we get? And actually we are sorry for the democratic dispensation in Pakistan.
Oh yes, we are. And also for the people of Pakistan.
That he accepted this invitation, and the people of Pakistan are possibly the worst sufferers of this, because you have an armed forces whose rationale, whose raison d'etre for existence is to somehow oppose India and then claim centrality in the state of Pakistan. Either rule it directly, as you have done for over 30 plus years, or rule it indirectly from behind the scenes. The only way you can do that is by the anti-India campaign. whenever any progress is made, whenever any progress is made, the Pakistan Army steps in. We have
my last question.
Spurt in ceasefire violations. We have the spurt in killings. And it all comes to naught.
No, last question.
Please tell me, how do we proceed?
No, last question to the Pakistani guests. One second, and Seshadri Chari will also come in. My last question, sir. Please tell me, one country in the world which supports you.
Say again.
सारे दुनिया में एक भी देश है जो आपको सपोर्ट करता है. One country in the world.
भाई, you don't know. सारी दुनिया भी हमारे देखें. The thing is, you have the audacity. Now, can you now listen to me?
I just said no, sir. Russia does not support you.
India and Pakistan alone,
Russia does not support you.
We don't look for outside help.
Who supports
We can
you?
settle this issue ourselves.
No, who everybody, sir, why are you getting angry?
You know, this hegemonistic attitude of India.
मुल्क के नाम बता
For God's sake,
दीजिए.
Arnab,
एक दुनिया में एक मुल्क हो जो आपको सपोर्ट करती है. UN तो छोड़ दीजिए.
We are not for any campaign against India.
You give me the name of one country that supports you. So I am only asking one country. Then there must be.
Continue to put allegations on this element of that element of government of Pakistan.
One second, sir. No, one second. You are saying everybody in the world is wrong.
Have asked for peace with India.
So everybody is wrong.
BJP has won the election on hate Pakistan.
You answer my question.
And Mr. Modi, I am surprised, continues to play the same
country in the world.
kind of card.
No.
He should either has not been briefed on Pakistan's capabilities or he has not. So be very careful.
Just a minute.
To what level do you want to take these hostilities?
My question is simple. Give me the name of one country. One country in the world. मुल्क में एक दुनिया तो होगी. एक मुल्क में सारे दुनिया में एक मुल्क तो होगी जो कहेगी कि आप ठीक हैं और हम गलत हैं.
Can you?
एक मुल्क तो होगा.
Can you listen to answer?
Yeah, please.
China supports us.
China doesn't support you.
Look, if General Bakshi,
also support us.
If you are talking and you are mudslinging.
Not mudslinging, I'm asking you a question. Where is the mudslinging? I said, is there one country in the world which supports you?
For God's sake, you have three faces to show to the world, but your real face is known to Pakistan.
Seshadri Chari, was that mudslinging? I asked a question. Is there one country in the world which supports your views?
But the time is not far if you maintain that attitude.
How is that mudslinging?
Let us remember one thing.
You know, Arnab, may I answer the question?
Seshadri Chari.
Let us answer the question.
Pakistan is a settled part of Pakistan.
Let me answer the question.
Okay, he's trying to answer the question. Go ahead.
No, let me answer the question.
Yeah, Admiral, answer the question. Name the country.
The thing is, look, if the general is mudslinging on our armed forces, which are part and parcel of Pakistan, and considering Kashmir as part of them,
so my question,
you know what contradiction, what more contradiction is there?
No,
I think one should really laugh at it.
None of you can answer
Kashmiris, like, no, just let me complete it.
Nobody supports
There is a country called Israel. There is a country called Israel. They are doing all the atrocities on Palestinians in Gaza. Does that mean Israel is right?
Do even the Palestinians support you?
Path.
Do even the Palestinians support
the same path?
Even the Palestinians don't support you on Kashmir.
You are following Pakistan.
The Arab League does not support you on Kashmir.
Everybody supports Kashmir. The very fact
China does not
that
support
it is on UN agenda.
Nobody supports.
Look, if it is on UN agenda, the whole world supports us.
How is it on UN agenda? You've gone to the UN. You've gone to the UN thrice in the space of 2 weeks, and you are voted each time. How is it on the UN agenda? That's rubbish.
Why doesn't UN?
It's not on the UN agenda.
Why doesn't UN remove it? Why don't you remove it?
It's not on the UN agenda.
Get it removed.
It's not on the UN agenda. I'm telling you, it's not on the UN agenda.
Get it removed. It is on the UN agenda.
It's not on the on September.
Problem.
Sir, on September 26, Nawaz Sharif met Ban Ki-moon, got snubbed. On September 24th, Nawaz Sharif met Ban Ki-moon, was snubbed.
For Pakistan to violate Shimla agreement.
Sir, you know, your own National Assembly has ratified the Shimla agreement. Your own National Assembly has ratified the Shimla agreement in 1972. Seshadri Chari, how was I mudslinging when I asked which country in the world supports Pakistan today? It's a very relevant question. Admiral Javed Iqbal says I'm mudslinging.
You know, the only country that supports Pakistan
let us understand one thing very specifically.
Korea.
Okay, one sec, Seshadri Chari.
You will never get
Seshadri Chari.
Will also become
Seshadri
be counted as a pariah state in the world.
Seshadri Chari.
Doesn't matter. You are counted as the most...
I'm very sorry to say, you will never get a straight and logical answer from Pakistan at all. You will never get a straight and logical answer from Pakistan because that country is born out of contradictions. That country is born out of hatred for India. Therefore, they are talking about displacement of persons. What about the displacement of millions of people in 1947? We have not forgotten that history. Pakistan continues to live in a perpetual state of denial, and they have not learnt a lesson from any of the countries in the world, and they are not likely to learn any lesson so far. Therefore, I think the best way is to allow Pakistan to degenerate. Pakistan is bound to become a failed state. Our only responsibility is to save the Pakistani people, the poor people, from the suffering that they are undergoing. And like Bangladesh, we will have to liberate Pakistan at some stage or the other and establish democracy.
Seshadri Chari, GD Bakshi, Javed Iqbal and Abid Rao. And my question goes, and I think this question should go to everyone, every single Pakistani citizen tonight, to everyone. And I hope Pakistani citizens also get to answer this question. Why is it that no country in the world of any significance supports your view on Kashmir? That is the Pakistani view on Kashmir. I'd like to hear from everyone on that, and I thank everyone for joining me on the third and final debate on the Newshour tonight.